What is up, members of my collector corps? It is I, Super Mariozilla, or you could call me Vinny, and today we will be taking a look at the S.H.Figuarts Pan from the movie Dragon Ball Super Hero. Revealed at New York Comic Con 2022, folks saw the prototype for Pan. It was unclear, however, if this figure would be standalone or a pack-in, but surprisingly, this is a standalone release, with an MSRP of around $50, seems a little bit much if you ask me, and this figure was also a premium Bandai webshop exclusive, so one and done, no chance of a reissue. Is Pan a decent release, or did Bandai fumble? Well, let's see whether or not Pan is worthy of a spot on your Dragon Ball Superhero shelf. Pan looks good. Nothing really wrong here besides a couple of QC blemishes on my copy. Pan fits the bill. Her face perfectly captures her likeness, and her hair sculpt looks good. The proportions relative to her size are not off, thank God. And her paint is a simple paint job. The logo on her shirt is clean, and the shirt does sport some wrinkle details, like it's blowing in the wind. Now, I do have one problem with the figure, and that is the white of the shirt. It's not as bright or as vibrant as I hoped. Maybe I missed something in the movie. Her pants are nothing to talk about, just plain black with little to no sculpt work, which is not Bandai's fault. However, what is Bandai's fault is the black on the lower legs not matching the black on the upper legs. Seriously, it's easy to see here. How did you miss that? The paint on the shoes is also a little messy. Some parts of the figure look good, other parts, not so much. So Pan's articulation is not the best, but it still does get the job done. It is pretty good for her size, what they were able to work in. So let's go over it. Head is on a double ball peg, and the neck is on a ball joint, so in total, she could look this high up, and she could look this far down. And she can also rotate her head and lean. Standard stuff. Arms are on ball-jointed shoulders, but they also act as a hinge, so it's like a ball-hinged sort of thing, or swivel hinge, I don't know. Either way, adjusted enough, her shoulders can hinge upward more than 90 degrees. So that's pretty cool. They also do act as a little bit of a bicep swivel, just a little bit. And they also do have a bit of butterfly joint movement. They're on ball joints, so no issues with posing these. The elbows are on a hinge and are connected to the sleeve on a ball joint, so that can also act as a bicep swivel. But elbow movement gets her going just about 90 degrees, just about. And hands are on ball joints. There is waist movement. It is on a ball joint, so she can crunch forward just about this far. Yeah, just about this far, and the back of her shirt is also on a flap to not restrict the articulation. That popped off. There we go. For a second there, I thought I did break it. Okay. Legs can kick forward just about this much. They're on ball joints, and backward just about this much, and splits, she can pretty much do the splits. The thighs are on a swivel. Well, let me reiterate, it's a thigh swivel movement that the ball joint allows. Knees can also hinge backward just a little bit more than 90 degrees, and ankles are on ball joints. They don't have a lot of range, unfortunately, so in total, her feet can kick just about that far back and forward. Definitely more further forward. At least what it looks like. I'm not sure. And ankle rocker movement is not exactly top notch, but it gets the job done. Well, sort of. Yeah, it's not a lot. And toes are on a hinge. So, I didn't talk about this because I figured let's wait until after I covered the articulation. People have been receiving their pans
with extremely tight joints, refusing to move, and every time they try to force it to move, it broke. If you get your pan and she has extremely tight joints, use either shock oil or dish soap to loosen up the joints. That way you can pose her with no problem. Because, you're asking for trouble moving a joint that is resisting to move. And you try to force it, and look at that, you broke a $50 toy. Yeah. Not good. Every time you get figures, if you feel resistance on the joint, don't keep trying to move it. Take dish soap or shock oil, and please handle your toys with care. Want a video of me talking more about this stuff? There's a card right here on the top right of your screen. So yeah, Pan's articulation is decent. Could it have been better? Definitely the ankle joints could have been better. I think we could have gotten some more range in the ankles to make the ankle rocker more usable. But otherwise, posing her is not impossible. Just don't expect articulation to be exactly the greats.
Pan comes with a few accessories, stuff she would need. First, she has an additional hair sculpt that attaches to her head, just to make it look like her hair is blowing or for her doing attacks in the air. I'll show you what all the faces look like with the hair sculpts. First is her neutral face. Next, her smiling, grinning face. An angry, concentrated face. And a yelling face. For her hands, she has 2 fist hands, 2 open hands, 2 open clenched hands, and 2 open hands meant to hold the bottles of water. Here's the water. These look neat. I like that we have these. Makes for nice display options with other figures. And the decals on here are super clean. The water is a light transparent blue and it makes it pop in all the right ways. To use these is simple. They have little holes on the back for the little nubs in each of Pan's hands, so both of her hands can hold the water, no problem. Finally, not for Pan but for her father, is an extra head and face plate for Gohan. I love the hair sculpt this sports, and the face they gave to Gohan brings more life into the figure. And I mean that, the hair sculpt is great work. So I like this. And I like Pan's accessories. She has everything she needs, and I'm not sure what else could have been included with her, so I'll give them a pass. Alright, I know everyone wanted me to bring this up. Yes, she's too big, because we already got Chaozu before her, and he was a bit smaller, but with her design, giving her articulation would have been difficult, so I don't know what the right direction could have been. It's not the worst thing in the world, but I see that it could have been a little bit better. Pan is a decent figure, not the best, but not the worst. Her biggest downside is the colors on her clothes, either don't pop or they don't match. Also, her ankle articulation should have been better. That's annoying. Well, either way, her prices on the aftermarket are not that bad. You can still get her, but only get her if you're a diehard fan of Dragon Ball or are a completionist. She may not be the kid Pan we hoped for. So yes, it's nice, but not nice enough to rush to eBay to get it. Pan gets a 7 out of 10.